Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, so I wanted to talk on this whole situation with Katt Williams and his appearance on Club Shay Shay, because the thing is this, a part of me agrees with what Katt Williams is saying, more so on a entertainer perspective, but on a perspective of where I'm trying to make money, and that's more, and what I more so want to talk on is the whole, a man wearing a dress thing, because there are some men in this world that, refuse to wear a dress, and I guess, in their situations, they can think of something else, but, when you're in a position where you can't really think of nothing else, my thing is this. I done seen people do far more worse, more so men. I done seen men do far more worse than wear a dress for a movie. And if it came down to it, right? Rob a bank or wear a dress in a movie. One puts you in prison for a certain amount of time. The other one might potentially make you millions. So, when I sit down and I think about it, I'm like, a difficult answer or, a difficult response to that question, but I think I'm gonna wear a dress. What do you mean? And the thing is this, Katt Williams, he doesn't come off as somebody that would wear a dress in his movies, and I feel he has that creative bone in his brain to where he can think of another thing to do besides wearing a dress in the movie. And if you've seen this man's performance in all of his movies and even TV shows, this man, he always kills it, but at the same time, it's I'm pretty sure he plays as a character that others they wouldn't see themselves playing as, that type of character and stuff. And if, let me think of somebody, all right, I'm trying to think. Okay, so you know what? Ice Cube. All right, let's say Ice Cube. Do you think Ice Cube would play as his role in Friday After Next, where he's this pimp and things? And I mean, Ice Cube, he might be able to play a role like that. I never really seen this man's full acting potential, because I feel like with Ice Cube, it's not on a disrespectful thing, because I have to say every movie I ain't seen of Ice Cube's has always been good. But I feel like Ice Cube, he just got that character about himself to where he doesn't need to play that role. But do you think he would be able to? And that's why I'm like, there's some actors that's not cut out for stuff like that, and then there's some actors that are cut out for stuff like that. I remember a teacher, she had asked me that question, and this was, I was in high school. Teacher asked me this question where she was because she was trying to make a point, and she looks over at me, she was like, Tyler, that's like if somebody were to approach you and say, would you wear a wedding dress for $1 million? And I'm thinking to myself, fam, I am broke. $1 million to wear a wedding dress? I'm like, for how long? My thing was this. I'm like, for how long? The whole day? So I'm like, do I have to just wear the wedding dress, or do I have to wear the accessories that come with a wedding dress? Do I have to wear that thing where when they're like, I now pronounce you man and wife, you may now kiss the bride, and then they flip the thing? Do I wear that? Do I wear wedding shoes? Do I wear jewelry or something? Do I go all out? Or am I just wearing the wedding dress? Because I'm like, fam, my thing is this. I would wear, if they gave me the choice on how to wear this wedding dress, I would wear some Adidas sweats underneath, because I'm like, my legs, it get cold and stuff. And so I'm like, nah, let me go ahead and wear something, to cover up the legs. But yes, you best believe if somebody had opened up a duffel bag or a briefcase, all right, I feel like it would be a duffel bag. I've never seen $1 million I feel like $1 million wouldn't be able to fit in the briefcase unless it's a large briefcase. But anyways, Somebody opens up a duffel bag and there's $1 million in there, and then they hand me a dress and they're like, all this money is yours, tax free. You don't have to do nothing else besides just take this money. You could deposit it. You could put it in your house. You could do whatever you want to do with this money. But you got to wear this dress, or even so much as just put the dress on, and the money is yours. That is the easiest meal I have ever made in my whole life. Because you best believe, without question, I'm snatching that dress. I'm like, how does this work? Do I put, all right, can you like zip up? Because I know like some wedding dresses, or either zip or tie, whichever the situation is. But my thing is this: that ain't me being a sellout. That ain't me, you know how people will want to describe it, where it's like that's wrong for me. My thing is this: I'm trying to make money. We live in a world where you need money, all right? Excuse me. Now, if you're in a situation where you don't need money, then yeah, of course you're gonna be, because my thing is this: let's say if I'm a billionaire, right? And I have more than $1 million. You know, let's say I'm a billionaire. I got like $15 billion in my bank account right now. Somebody comes up to me talking about, hey, for $1 million, wear this wedding dress. I'm like, that's like somebody coming up to me with $1 talking about wear. I'm like, fam, I don't need it. Go to somebody else that can use that, you know, money and stuff. And I know people are like, just because you're a billionaire, you'll turn down $1 million. Yes, because at that point in time, I feel like when you're in a situation where you can take care of yourself, your morals change. You change. Everything around you changes, okay? Your mindset, everything possible, it changes. So that's why I'm like in a situation like that where if I'm already good, bruh, I'm not caring about that. I'm like, no, go up to somebody that's less fortunate. I'm like, why are you coming up to a person that's a billionaire talking about, oh, I'll give you $1 million and stuff to, and then, like I said, that's like if somebody came up to me with like $1 or $10 or $100, you know, and I'm like, $100? Maybe for $100, would I wear a wedding dress for $100? I mean, because I feel like I could, you know, I could easily make $100 and stuff, like if I just, you know, did. But I'm like, 100 is 100. In a situation like I said, we need money, okay? So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I guess, you know, with me, my standard is a little bit lower than Katt Williams and stuff, but it's just like I said, that ain't really his character and things, you know. So yeah, that's why I'm like, with me, I'm like, bruh, I just, like I said, I remember when that teacher, she asked me that question, and I was like, I was not hesitant, I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, fam, give me that dress, and you best believe I'm gonna be a millionaire by the end of the day. All right, so. But nah, man, you know, Katt Williams, the thing is this, you know, and just talking on Katt Williams, because I did want to state my opinion on that wedding dress stuff, or not, or just the dress thing, period, and things, but I did want to talk about Katt Williams, because the thing is this, like, I agree with what he is saying, you know, I agree, like, how he was more so trying to make his like point across, because even outside of like the stuff that he was talking on, I was thinking along those same lines as a content creator, where it's like there be people out there where you don't really trust as much, you know, and I can say for myself that as a content creator, yes, there are content creators out there that I don't particularly trust, and it's content creators that have wanted to work with me, and it's content creators where it's like you just kind of see them off in the distance, but I'm like, I do not trust you. I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to be bothered with you. You stay in your lane. I'll stay in my lane. We could go on about our business. Paths ain't never got across. And I just find myself in a situation where it's like, I guess that if I'm, you know, being interviewed or something, I'm asked about these said content creators, you know, I would try like not to be disrespectful, because I'm just at a point in time in my life where it's like I already know, like, if I do say something disrespectful, drama is just gonna come afterwards. And I'm at a point in time in my life where I'm like, I'm done with the drama. I'm done with beefing with people. I'm done with all that. That doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, now I'm just going to allow people. I'm obviously not going to let nobody walk all over me. I'm definitely going to, you know, stand up for myself and stand up on my business and things. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm just going to stay in my area. You know, I'm just going to focus on what's around me, focus on bettering myself, because at the end of the day, that's all that I care about. You know, so you know, the thing is like, a part of me wants to say, yeah, Katt Williams was right on what he was saying, but at the same time, how he went about it it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not trying to tell another grown man, how to respond or how to do things or, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, it could have been avoided. But at the same time, I guess, it did work out because, with Shannon Sharp, I'm pretty sure, right now his show, is it a show or a podcast? I think it's like, I don't know, like because I'm trying to sit down and think. I've been thinking like, what do I call it? Because I've been thinking about, I tried doing this episode earlier and I did like all these different takes. And there was that one take where I didn't know whether to call it a podcast or a show. So that's why I'm like, dang, bro, it's really confusing. But at the same time, regardless of whatever it is, it did well for his show, So I guess like that is the plus out of it. But it's like now I feel like that with Katt Williams, because I don't know. It's not like I don't think those guys will ever just, go out. I guess maybe if they ever did contact him to, wanting to do a movie and he just was ignoring their calls, I feel like that's probably why he went out on Club Shay Shay and said what he said, because these guys probably did want to work with them, and after this, I'm like, yeah, I highly doubt that Kevin Hart, Cedric the Entertainer, everybody that Katt Williams called out, I highly doubt that after this they gonna want to work with them and stuff. But my thing is like, because I know that these guys got some sort of connection, so it's like, unless you're in a situation, I'm not saying that you gotta work with them, but if you're in a situation where you got the money to start your own production, do your own movies, you ain't gotta worry about nobody else, it's like, fam, then it's like, okay, then it's like, yeah, then I feel like, you could say whatever, do whatever, because you doing good for yourself. But I do feel that it was kind of bad, because I now feel that these guys are going to do whatever they can to get Katt Williams blackballed from Hollywood. And I do feel that, like, because, no, it was funny. There was this video where it was showing when Katt Williams had, like, talked on some stuff before, and then it just, you see like this domino effect of just all these different things that he was going through. And yeah, it's like, my thing is this, it's like, you done put a target on your back. So now it's like, obviously these guys they are gonna try to go after you. And I'm like, I think in some of the situations, these guys are gonna, probably I can see where it's like, if they ever fall off, like if Cedric the Entertainer ever falls off or he ain't making enough money, because I feel that, him coming out somewhere and saying what he needs to say. Same with Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, Faison Love. I'm trying to think who else did Katt Williams call out. Yeah, it's like, I guess if the Faison Love, I could see him, saying some stuff about Katt Williams, because I feel like, yeah, with him, he's just, I wouldn't necessarily say he's on that same level as Katt Williams, but I feel like he's just kind of in that same crowd, just in a different part and things. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Katt Williams, he's one of those guys where he's like, he's obviously gonna state his opinion on how he feels about something, but I just felt like that was a bad career move, because now it's just, I personally feel that it's gonna be harder for him, because unless he got, let's just see on Wikipedia if he got some stuff that's gonna be coming out and things, but Katt Williams, film. Yeah, like there's like, last thing he did was back in 2021, and then the last show that he did was back in 2022, and it was Atlanta. And then there was like, he did some movie called For the Love of Money, and it's like, fam, my thing is like, you could, I guess, like, yeah, he still could do his like stand-up comedy shows and stuff, but dang, he hasn't really been doing a whole lot. I do remember he was in Grand Theft Auto 4. He could do that. He could be in like more video games and stuff. But yeah, man, it's he was in a movie, or yeah, he was in a movie with Martin Lawrence. Because I know he did try to, like, he mentioned Martin Lawrence about like how he didn't want to wear a dress with him in Big Mama's house. And I don't know, like, in a movie like that, because the thing is this, I know, like, I have sat down and thought about it, like, getting back onto this dress thing, and I feel like it was something that I, forgot to mention, but I had, like, that's something that I think about is I would like to get into acting one day. And no, I know for a fact, like, there's gonna probably be, like, if I was like a, full-time actor, like, where I was like being offered all these different movie roles, I definitely, because besides wearing a dress, there are some movie roles that I refuse to do. Like, and if it's stuff like, if it's one thing to play in a movie where if my character is like known for like beating a kid or something, like if they don't show me, because I'm like, yeah, I'll play the role and all that stuff, but as soon as they want me to do a scene where I'm like hitting a kid or something, that's where I'm like, nah, I can't do that, because that makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm like, yeah, that's just one of those scenes that, like, those types of scenes, I had to think of some like other stuff. Like a beater of any kind. Like if they have me playing as like a UFC fighter or a boxer, okay, I'm like, that gets a pass. But if they're all like, oh, so throughout the whole movie your character is just beating on women and children, nope, can't do that. I'm all like, is it maybe for like comedy reasons? Because if it's a comedy movie where I'm just out there fighting kids, because there's a difference with movies like that. Because I know there probably would be some people out there where they'll see a comedy. If I was in a comedy movie and let's say, yeah, my character, he gets into a yelling battle with a kid, the next thing you know, we just get out in the middle of the street and we start wrestling around with each other. It's like, obviously you can like see that it's like, it's a joke. It's just, for comedy reasons. But like, if it's like my character, he's just walking down the street and just hauls off and punches a kid in the face, I'm like, for what reason? Why am I doing that? I'm like, could you at least like work around the scene where it like, okay, it shows me, like, I'll do the motion and stuff, but I'm like not gonna have it where it's like, do some like, nah, bro, I don't know, maybe unless that kid wants to be a wrestler, then I'm like, I'll try to teach him some things. But if not that, then I'm like, yeah, there's some like dark role movies. And then I know that was another thing, that was something that I was thinking of before doing this episode, was that if I was a white guy and there was a toss-up, the reason why I say it's a white guy, because Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't black, all right? So, but I don't know, if they were to come up to me talking about, oh yeah, we want to do a Jeffrey Dahmer biopic and we want you to play as Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm like, is there a black man named Jeffrey Dahmer that did the same exact stuff? Because I think people are going to watch that, and there's obviously going to be some racist comments being made and stuff. So I'm like, why approach me behind that? You know what? The answer is no anyways. But anyways, no, if it was a toss-up between me wearing a dress and me playing as Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm wearing a dress. Because that Jeffrey Dahmer, that was an extremely dark show. So that's why I was like, nah. I remember watching that show and I was like, nah. I was like, even if they don't show me doing the things that they said Jeffrey Dahmer was doing, still dark show. That's just a line that I wouldn't cross. And I was like, that was one of those shows where I was like, it ain't too many times where I find a show disturbing, but I found that show disturbing. And I was like, I do not need to watch that show no more for the rest of my life. I'm like, I watched it once, that's it. But yeah, like I said, if it was a toss-up between both shows and it was to do Jeffrey Dahmer or wear a dress and it's for comedy reasons, go ahead, slap a dress on me, all right? So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Follow me across all social media platforms at TMossBoss. Thank you guys, and peace.